Welcome to the Bitcoin Capitalist stream. We're going to be going over Bitcoin Universal Income. This is the first Solana meme coin that distributes Bitcoin rewards. How does it work? How do you get Bitcoin from a Solana meme coin? You might ask. When you buy, sell, or transfer this coin, there is a 5% tax. That tax is converted into Solana, which is then converted into Bitcoin, as in the form of WBTC, which is wrapped Bitcoin. It is Bitcoin on the Solana chain. And once we have your phantom address, you can airdrop that person any coin in that wallet. So because people are like, hey, where do I put the WBC wallet? They don't. It already automatically knows, and it airdrops you the Bitcoin. So how often do you get airdropped the WBTC? It depends what the volume of the coin is doing. So right now, it's daily, but if this thing gets crazy and the volume goes up, you could be getting paid out every 30 minutes whenever the intervals of the airdrop get enough to airdrop to everyone. So some of you guys might remember the viral meme coin ATM, automatic treasury machine, which did very well. It was a similar concept, 5% tax, but it paid out USDC. And they had it set where it paid out every 10 minutes to get the coin. And it was kind of cool because you would just get the notifications, boom, boom, boom. The thing I don't like about that is, all right, there's no reward for holding the coin. So all right, you buy it, within 10 minutes, you're getting the payout. Where I like it if it's a daily payout, because everyone's so short term and just speculating, where, hey, you want to come in, jump in, make a trade, I don't think you should be rewarded. I think the payouts should be 24 hours, once a day, or every 12 hours. So you got to hold the coins for a certain period of time to get rewarded. So you're just not someone that's trading for 10 minutes is going to get a big chunk of this. No, it should go to the long-term holders, and that way you can get the project to be long-term, which is what we're trying to do with Bitcoin Universal Income. Where if you look at ATM, it was like a 2-3 week thing, and then it burned out and it collapsed. So for longevity, I think the intervals for payout are going to be longer with Bitcoin Universal Income. So let's take a look at the deck screener for this. We did a soft launch on Saturday, one story video with a KOL, and we're already at liquidity 31,000, market cap 165. And at a certain point, if you look at the chart right here, this thing went up to 235,000 market cap. But if you look, it was one guy coming in that had a ton of money and just dumping it. And that's the other great thing I like about these tax coins is all right, this guy came in, dumped $10,000 into the coin, trying to get all these other people to come in, speculate, and then he just cashes out. Where with the tax, all right, you did that. It was 5% buy, 5% sell, and all that money is going to be rewarded to the holders. And there's a little bit of a price to pay for that speculation. So these coins with no tax on it, right? These people are, you can just go dump 10 grand in, dump 10 grand out, fleece a couple of people. So I like this whole new tax. And I think some of the most popular coins you're going to see coming forward are all going to be tax and reward tokens. So 31,000 liquidity, 135 buys a day, 17,000 volume. Not bad for a Saturday trading when everyone's, just having fun on the weekend. We got, if you scroll down a little, you can see there's about 149 holders right now. And you guys know this, but with any coin, you can manipulate any number. You can airdrop to 1,000 people, make it look like there was a bunch of holders. You can buy fake volume. You can pretty much fix any number on a meme coin. And that's not what I want to do with Bitcoin Universal Income. I want this to be a community-based token where there's actually people holding it long term, get it in, not quick, in and out, pump and dump. So on Monday, tomorrow, we're going to roll out some more advertising, and we have some very good animation videos. The number one company in Vietnam is making these videos. They're very, very good. And not just me posting it. We have just started doing WAP, which is a platform where people can repost our content and get paid. So right now I'm paying 50 cents per 1,000 views. So people can buy the coin, and then, hey, they can take these animation videos we're going to put on the platform, and they can go out and market to to their followers. And it's great because, like, hey, you have 5,000 or 6,000 followers on X, you can get paid to repost this, and we can really go viral that way. And that's pretty much what a lot of all the big name people, how they're going viral, is they do a kick like this. They have a bunch of people edit it into small clips and post it. So you have 100 accounts posting the same thing instead of you just posting, and you get the volume effect on that. So, and the other thing is, like, I like about this is, like, I went to some mid-tier influencer that has like maybe 60,000, 70,000 followers on TikTok. And I'm like, hey, you want to help out with this coin? And they're like, I want $2,500. I want 1% of the supply. And I'm like, I was doing this kind of to be nice. And I was like, yeah, TikTok's the worst platform for marketing meme coins because you can't put links in it when you sell it. And there's nothing to click to the deck screener, where on Twitter, you can just put the address, people can copy paste it. It's just TikTok's the worst. So imagine what I can buy with $2,500 on WAP. I can put $2,500 in an account, say it's, $1 or 1,000 views or whatever. I mean, that's millions of views guaranteed. But the problem with WAP is, like, all right, you can put that bounty out there, but if you don't have enough clippers doing it, you don't. So you actually have to market to your followers, to my followers, to go to WAP and then cut up the clips. So I think I put about 500 plus people on in 2 days to do the editing on WAP. Not everyone's posted. A lot of people just signed up. So I think once I get that to like 1,000 people and we start dumping meme coin videos in this is going to be like insanity. So any coin I get involved with, I make the animation videos, the viral content, put it in there, and you have 1,000 people reposting it. It's going to overtake like what anyone else is doing with meme coins. And most of the big meme coins you've seen, like the Libra coin and all that stuff, it's like they get one big celebrity, there's one hype, and then these guys just sell. That's why, like, if I don't invest like in meme coins, or rather make them, do stuff like that. Like, if you're going to invest, like, you need to be in community-based tokens or stuff that started early on Pump Fund, because any of these professionally launched tokens, these guys are professionals at extracting money. They are going to make their payday. These guys got to get paid. Where, these grassroots ones are actually like, Peanut the Squirrel, where you're going to like make a ton of money on. You don't want these things that are endorsed and launched by professional companies. So, I'm pretty excited with this Bitcoin Universal Income. As you can see, like on here, we got cool GIF, like not messing around with this. And with the like tax from the shares I own, like I'm gonna be pumping whatever I make back into the coin and just spend it on animations, hiring other KOLs. And I've already spoken to Ape. He's got like 80,000 Twitter followers. He's like a big meme coin guy. Like, he's already on board, and he's not super greedy. He has like a fair price for hiring him for like a KOL. Originally, like if you look at the chart where it went up all the way up here and then it dumped down here, what happened was there was another KOL, and he's mostly into like meme coins and stuff like that. I sent him this project, and he was like, whoa. He was like, I really like this project. So he bought in, and then he, has a crew of guys that, do meme coins or whatever. So they all started buying. And before like anyone knew about the coin, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we want like 10% of the coin. Like, they try to pretty much corner me into giving them like all this equity. And I was like, it never works out when you give away supplier equity, because I don't know who these guys are. Okay, sure, they're great. I don't know. They go out there, I'm doing the marketing. These guys dump all these shares, collapse it. I look like an idiot. They run off with a bunch of money. They don't do what they say they're going to do. They're like, oh, we can take this to $1 billion. Maybe. I've never worked with these guys. So I'd rather go it alone, not give away supply, let this thing, either die or work on its own without some third party. Because I've learned my lesson. I partnered with the guy with the private jet and the Bugatti to do a coin, and he just freaking rug pulled it. And it wasn't like a fast rug pull. I gave this guy equity, and he just slowly was selling, and he never did anything. They were supposed to add volume. They were supposed to do these bots. They were supposed to get it listed, and they just did nothing but whatever. And then when I asked for my money back, I said that or the shares. And they couldn't give me the tokens back because they had sold them, obviously. And then what they said was, oh, our employee did it. We're going to wire you money. And they never did. So I learned my lesson early. You can't trust anyone in this business. And you need community based. You can't have these guys in the jets and stuff involved in stuff like this. And as far as my knowledge, this is going to be the first Solana meme coin on the 2022 upgrade that pays in Bitcoin. No one's ever done this. So obviously no one's ever done this. It's tricky. So we did one airdrop and everything worked good. And then it's been airdropping, but it's like only swapping pennies and trying to distribute instead of all the collected fees. So all the code's right, it's just not interacting. So we are still fixing a few bugs before we launch everything. But we had to get some volume going so we could test things. Because unless there's volume, there's no transaction fees, you can't test it. And I kind of just did a test post. I did not think the test post would take us to, 165,000 market cap. So people are hungry, and there's a lot of cash on the sidelines right now. And if the market doesn't tank on Monday, I think meme coins, crypto, everything's going to rip because, it's been such a bad 2 weeks with all the tariffs. People are looking to make some money. And I had a conversation with another big guy in the industry, and I don't talk to too many people that do exactly what I do. Spoke for over an hour, and we both agreed the US economy is going to be like Idiocracy. You literally have to dumb yourself down to make lots of money, because you could be the smartest guy in the room and it's just not going to work these days because people aren't that smart. There's no financial education, and the dumbest things are going to work. These kids are making, millions off of Fartcoin while you're doing your 9 to 5, and it's not fair. But when the government prints unlimited money and there's no interest rates, there's no anchor to reality, these are the things that are going to win. And the people that are risking money and investing, whether that be Fartcoin or the stock market, are going to be the biggest winners. And, you could be an attorney making 6 figures and you're just saving your money and you're not investing. These people are going to blow by you because with inflation, everything's going to go up. And the scary part is I think we are marching towards a recession. It's coming sooner than later. And when this recession happens, there's so much leverage. Things are just going to collapse instantly. You already just saw it with the tariffs. We're in a bubble. You can't correct things in a bubble. Things just collapse. That's why Trump had to do the 90-day pause. Everything's a bubble. Everything's leveraged. So the system will fail. What they will do is the same they did last time. They will come in, bail out banks, real estate stocks. But the size of everything is going to be so big now that it's going to be $20 trillion bailout. And when that bailout comes, and Russia aren't going to be on board. They're not going to support this. They're going to dump treasuries. And this is when you're going to have a loss of faith in the dollar. And people are just going to run to anything of value. Physical assets, Bitcoin are just going to go bananas. And there might be a point in time where you're not able to buy Bitcoin because everything sells out on the exchange and it just gaps up. And we could be at a point where Bitcoin is just like an OTC market because you can't buy it on exchanges. And then maybe someone wants to trade it to buy a house. But once the lending aspect of Bitcoin gets figured out where you can deposit your Bitcoin and borrow against it, there's going to be zero pressure to sell. So even if you want to buy that house, you would just borrow against your Bitcoin and buy it. There's no sell pressure anymore. So for the time being, meme coins I think are going to do crazy well. And the zeitgeist, everything's changed. During COVID, everyone's trading options on Robinhood, right? Like everyone's stuck at home trading options. Like I downloaded it, I was speculating, learning how to trade options, use all this leverage. All that money and people gambling on options has moved to crypto and meme coins because these people trading, oh, I made some money on the S&P, like 10% on the S&P 500. And when you can make like 10,000% with a meme coin, like obviously the risk is greater because 90+% are rug pulls, but people are seeing other people make the gains, right? And like everyone always is watching what everyone else is doing. And you just have the one idiot on TikTok, like, hey, I turned $5 into 5,000, and everyone is looking for these bigger and bigger gains. Why? Because inflation's getting worse and worse, and people are looking for bigger and bigger paydays to get out of their predicament. So, and that's why you see, the flight of all these people, poor, probably middle class people looking for big wins and coming to the meme coin space. And I hate to break it to you, but meme coins it's an insider game. Like if you aren't in the beginning or you don't know, you're not close to the source, you're the method. Like your exit liquidity, you're not going to make it. And very few of these are built to last. Like I'm building this, I want this to be a long-term project, pay the rewards, And the other thing I like about the tax is like, all right, I own tokens. I'm going to make my money off the tax. That gets rid of all the sell pressure. So, like my job, I need to come do the marketing, create volume. I'm going to make money off the tax. I don't have to go out and dump and rug pull anyone. I can make money off the tax. I can invest that into marketing the coin. Where if you're all in on this coin, and hey, we want to do this marketing. This KOL wants it. I'm gonna have to go sell the coins to pay him. This tax thing alleviates that pressure. So, and the other thing is you never want to give these KOLs equity because they pump it and then they dump it and they just sell the shares after they do the marketing. I rather just pay cash on it to these KOLs than give them any equity, because as soon as you give away supply to these people, the coins never work. No one trusts each other and things just get obliterated. So and every time I do one of these, like you learn a little bit more, you get more sophisticated, and I like this because even if you're a Bitcoin maxi, this coin turns shitcoin into Bitcoin. So you're speculating in Solana, it's converting Solana into wrapped Bitcoin. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Like if you hate meme coins, like I get it, but like, hey, we're converting Solana to Bitcoin. I like that angle. It's the first Bitcoin rewards token. No one's ever done it. This has an incredible story. And like, look at the charts, right? I mean, we haven't even marketed this. People are just like hearing about this. Once these airdrops start working, and I'm telling you, we have some incredible animation videos. Like once these start dropping, like people are going to be like, damn. And then we get like 1,000 people reposting this on WAP. Like it's going to be crazy. And it's going to be a perpetuating thing because then people are going to follow the link. They're going to show up for the WAP. And I can dump all this tax money into the WAP for people to repost. And we have tens of thousands of dollars into that account for people reposting the animation videos. And another thing I can probably do on WAP is like people not reposting, but if people go out and they make original content, so it's like them using it, showing the airdrops and stuff, that also works too. And I know ATM was doing that, so they had like a $30,000 budget where it was like, if you go out, show all the notifications of the airdrop, in the top 10 people that do that, they're breaking up the 30 grand. So there's gonna be a lot of positive momentum with this thing. And if you're watching this, just buy a little, I'm telling you. And when these guys in this chart, when these guys dumped, I had friends I told earlier, I was like, hey, you guys, this thing's going to be sick. Check this token out or whatever. And it's like fucking people get scared and they dump. And then all of a sudden I'm scared. I dump right here. And then boom, the thing just goes vertical. And those people are feeling like idiots. But I rarely ever tell anyone I know about like meme coins I'm working on, because it's like, you never hear the end of it. When do I sell? When do I buy? It's just, no good deed goes unpunished. And like I told this one person, about this coin. They bought $100 of it, and at one point they were up $15,000, and they were sending me 100 messages a day, and eventually I like literally had to block them, and I think they made like $6,000 eventually, like when they sold, and they were messaging me, but when's the next one coming out? And I'm like, I'm never giving anyone like recommendations on meme coins again. It's just, it's, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So like this is one of my first streams. We're going to be doing a bunch more streams. I'm gonna be doing streams and tracking the coin as we go. And if you're interested in like cutting up the clips on WAP, this is going to be linked in the WAP, and you can cut any clip from this video, any of our animations, any of my previous interviews. You can clip and post. Like we have a ton of content. And like right now on WAP, there's way more creators than clippers. So I have to recruit people to do it. So if you're interested in doing it, it pays well. And you know, if you're a developing country, like, hey, you can make decent money doing this. It's fun. Like it's not a lot of time to post like 3 of these a day. One of these things goes viral, you make a couple $100. It's real money. And it's not us paying you directly. Like I've already paid WAP and they're just distributing the payout. So the whole thing's automated. We were trying doing this. I was trying to do this manual before. It just was not working. And this is a way better method. So the goal right now is to get this thing to 1 million market cap. And then I think it's just going to break out once people see the tech behind it, getting the airdrops. People are going to start talking about it. And people are going to start showing the videos, the notifications for the WBTC airdrop. And it's going to be fantastic. Hold on, let me see if I can show you. I don't want this video posted yet. But let me show you this video.
Who keeps texting you, huh? Wait, this is all. Bitcoin, are we gonna be rich?
Yes. Bitcoin universal income. Hold, repeat.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of glare on that, but you guys get the idea. So follow me on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, whatever, and we're gonna get this thing going. Bitcoin universal income.